Hello everybody, it is lividfray, and I hope all of you guys had a very Merry Christmas and welcome back to another episode of Just the Good Stuff, where I show you only the good stuff from the vendor restocks each week. And as usual, I love starting off here, right here inside the terminal. For this vendor, we do have a specialized backpack for sale. It is on stamina, and the armor roll is pretty low, and of course it is for Phoenix credits, but this one is a decent stamina roll. Already has ammo capacity on here, so you can just change this major attribute over to something else. Specialized works very well with hybrid builds, especially with Tactician. If you have quite a bit of firearms and stamina into your build, it's going to put that much more into your skill power, so you can reach that 125,000 skill power cap much easier. And if you are running this with a Tactician build, such as a 4-piece Tactician, but you are speccing more into your firepower and your toughness, it's going to raise that skill power that much more, and it's going to match very well with the Tactician 4-piece bonus. Our next stop is going to be at Camp Clinton, as usual. We're going to be visiting the special equipment vendor, and this vendor is going to be selling an extended mag for us this week. Unfortunately, it is Phoenix credits, but it's a pretty low amount for the mods. Honestly, I don't think 192 or 200 is that bad whatsoever for good mods, and we do have a 119.5% magazine size, 4% critical hit damage with rate of fire percentage as well here. These actual rolls are, in my opinion, like a god rolled extended magazine. Unfortunately, it's just not over that 120%. But if you don't have any extended magazines, if you just hit level 30, would definitely recommend picking these up. They are perfect for pretty much any of your weapons right now until you get some better ones. These are very, very good to be picking up in their place. Our next stop is going to be up here at Autumn's Hope. Now, lucky for us, we do have 2 damage to elite mods this week. The first one's going to be right here inside Autumn's Hope. So we do have a 192 firearms on 3% damage to elites. These are not too bad. Ideally, we would obviously want 4%, but 4% is very, very rare to get. But we do have an option here if you don't have any damage to elite mods that you need firearms for. 192 is definitely not too bad. Hopefully in the future we'll get some that are over 200, but at least we have this option available. But stay tuned, because the next mod is extremely rare to get. You definitely want to be picking this one up, and we're going to be visiting Southpaw to go pick that one up. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please for this damage to elite mod. 4% damage to elites on 205 stamina. It is on stamina. These ones are very, very rare to be getting. I'm actually going to pick up quite a few of these to make sure that I have enough for all of my characters, including my 4th one in the future whenever I inevitably level that one up to 30. I'm definitely going to be picking these up, you guys. These are extremely rare to get. Even if you don't have a build for these yet, please pick them up. At least enough for one character. I would highly, highly recommend getting at least 5 of these, if not more, for multiple characters. These are very, very rare to be getting on any of the builds that you would like to run dedicated towards PvE. Alright, our next stop, we are going to be heading into the Dark Zone, so it's going to be 5th Avenue, the very bottom checkpoint in DZ01. This vendor is going to have a performance mod for us this week, more specifically a 2% pulse critical hit chance mod. Ideally, you would not want to spend Dark Zone credits on these, so if you guys don't want to buy these, I completely understand, but if you do have quite a few DZ credits racked up, as you can see, I definitely do not. After buying all of those custom M44s, I still need to farm for some credits. Would highly recommend picking this up if you don't have these already, but you can also craft these. I just like to mention them when we have them for sale, even though we do get them quite frequently. Our next stop is going to be DZ East 31st Street. This vendor also has a performance mod available for a 6% first aid ally heal. Hopefully you guys picked up the one that was for sale last week inside, I think it was Camp Hudson. It was also 6%, so you wouldn't have to buy these. Unfortunately, it is a lot of Dark Zone credits, but I still think that this is a really good mod to be picking up for your support builds. In any case where you're using the defib, I think these are highly worth using, especially with the Vigorous chest piece. If you guys are using these in the Dark Zone or Last Stand and you guys are all equipping Vigorous for the team, would highly recommend equipping these as well. Our next stop is going to be DZ West 34th Street, which is going to be one more up and on the west side instead. This vendor does have a critical hit chance, critical hit damage suppressor, an SR7 suppressor. Now, the 17% is a couple percentage low. However, as you can see, we do have a headshot and a critical hit chance roll here. These are pretty rare to get. 17% is definitely not bad whatsoever. It could definitely be higher. So if you don't care too much about that missing 2 extra percent, I would definitely recommend picking these ones up. Of course, it is Dark Zone credits, so purchase these at your own discretion, but this one is a very good roll to be picking up this week. Our next stop is going to be DZ East 34th Street, just directly across us inside the Dark Zone. This vendor is also selling another performance mod for us. We have 4% sticky bomb damage. You can sometimes get lucky with these by crafting them, but in the off chance that you just need like one more and you have the the Dark Zone credits to spare, you can come over here and pick this one up. It is a maxed out 4%, perfect for your tactician offensive skill damage builds. Our next stop is going to be East 42nd Street here in the Dark Zone. We do have a pretty good AK available. It's a classic AK-47 with commanding, destructive, and ferocious. You could roll off commanding here for predatory, and this one would be really, really good to use with your predator builds for PvE. You could also run something such as vicious if you would like to, but I think that predatory is going to be more worthwhile because you're going to have some more sustainability there. And our last stop inside the Dark Zone is going to be DZ East 58th Street, which is going to be way up here. This vendor is selling a pretty nice pair of Savage Gloves. Already has assault rifle damage and critical hit damage on here. You can just roll off this health on kill for critical hit chance if you'd like to, or you can change the stamina to firearms or electronics or whatever kind of build you're looking for. These are a really nice pair of Savage Gloves to be picking up this week. Alright, we have made it to the blueprint section of the video, so we're going to be starting out strong with this MP7 blueprint. I always like to recommend the MP7 if you guys don't have the house. It's a very good SMG to be using. We do have the electronics vest available, as well as the Pro Red Dot sight blueprint. I like to pick these ones up because they are very reliable to craft instead of buying if the traders don't have them. We also have the compensator blueprint if you're looking for something with stability, and we have the electronics gear mod blueprint. These are perfect to be picking up for your electronic skill power, whatever kind of electronics mod that you need. We've also been blessed with the firearms gear mod. We're going to be heading down to this VX1 scope. Unfortunately, power level 33 is the highest blueprint level for this specific attachment, so I definitely recommend picking it up. We also have the custom M44 blueprint at a gear score 204. These are perfect to be throwing on for reclaimer builds or tactician builds to get that cool-headed slot open or the determined slot unlocked. Obviously, you're not going for damage, so I would definitely recommend doing these instead. Heading over to Camp Clinton, we're going to start off at this stamina backpack blueprint. If you don't want to buy that stamina specialized backpack, you can craft these instead. We also have the small grip available. This is for critical hit damage. The flash hider here as well for accuracy. I like to throw these on pistols if I need some accuracy thrown on something. We also have the firearms gear mod blueprint available here, as well as the electronics gear mod blueprint, so we have been blessed in both locations. They should be the same price, so you guys can just pick them up wherever you deem fit. We have the Omega Rifle Suppressor, same deal, power level 33 is the highest that we have available for this weapon attachment, so I would definitely recommend picking it up if you don't have it already. That is going to wrap it up for this week's episode of Just the Good Stuff. I really hope that there's some items here that you'll be picking up this week. And again, I cannot emphasize enough how much I would recommend picking up that stamina damage to elite mod. Definitely pick up a couple of those if you don't have them. It's very, very rare that we get those, so... But if there's nothing for you this week, there is always next week. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you in the next video.
Can't believe the bullshit that went down in the Dark Zone at the end there.
I know. We had it. Everything I told them was dead on. They made us pull out anyway.
And we left our dead behind.
Yeah, we're not supposed to do that. Hang on a second.